my name is Deepti Sharma. I am the founder of a company called Food to Eat. What we do is we partner with immigrants, women, minority-owned restaurants in New York City, and we essentially take over sales and marketing for the restaurants to help them book bigger opportunities at corporations. We're getting corporates to start thinking about diversity beyond just hiring women and people of color, but investing and by using their purchasing power and investing in this community that they work out of. And they do that by purchasing from the restaurants that we represent. So I'm very excited to talk amongst such an amazing group of panelists. We had a call a couple of days ago, and I read through everyone's bios and was taken aback just because when we asked the question of, what are you most proud of? Almost everyone said that they feel like they haven't reached their potential. They feel like there's more that they want to do. And as entrepreneurs, I feel like we're constantly hard on ourselves. And I just want to acknowledge that everything everyone has already done, including myself, is amazing and is a step ahead of probably what we expected of ourselves. So a round of applause for everyone that's already here. I'd like for everyone to start off by just quickly introducing yourself, your status here, whether you're an immigrant, a refugee, first generation, and then one interesting fact that isn't in your bio. So we'll start off with Archana.
Hi, my name is Archana Patel. So I came here as a teen at the age of 16, 17. And I came here to attend a program in the UNICEF. And I decided to stay here. Long story short, I have a spot right now. A fun fact about having my business is that while doing construction, my painter didn't show up for a few days, and I had to paint the wall myself. So now I know how to paint, and I know how to do like molding and stuff. So I learned a little bit of plumbing. So I'm kind of a handy person right now versus before. Having the spa. So
You're very resourceful.
Yes, I am.
And that's a really important part about entrepreneurship is that if you see a problem, you figure it out because there's only so many people you can call, and you need to learn yourself. So
and I don't want to waste time. So
cool.
It wasn't handy at all before. I had to rely on people. So I like that.
That's awesome.
Hello. So I was born in New York, but my parents immigrated here in 1970, moved to New York City, and raised a family. I find it to be such a privilege to become an entrepreneur in New York because we have the best customers. And nationally with internet, we're able to sell to everyone, which I guess is the focus of this panel, right? To talk about that. A fun fact that is really kind of me saying that I'm no longer going to be vulnerable, I'm going to rise up to the occasion, is I manufacture these products, right? And I spent 10 years developing these proprietary ingredients made from olive oil. And in the last 3 months, I decided that I'm going to teach everybody how to make products. So that's fun. That's fun for you. That's fun for me. So if you're interested in learning how to put products together, I'm going to teach you how to do it. So I think that that's cool. It's going to be fun.
And I've used her products. My son had eczema, and we met a couple of years ago, and it's been an awesome product, so I will attest to that.
Great. Thank you.
My name is Autumn Adegbo. I'm an ethical women's wear designer of colorful and conversational women's wear that's ethically sourced, produced, and distributed. I'm a first generation Nigerian American. My parents moved here when they were about college age, and I was born here. And a fun fact about me and my business is I like to generally have a lot of fun in my business, which is why I designed clothes the way that I do. But besides that, I'm an avid fan learner of astrology, and I've analyzed my company's birth chart by the day that it was incorporated in time. And my company is a Pisces sun with a Virgo moon and Cancer rising.
I used to do that in my company, just to know.
It's pretty interesting to see how it like plays out.
Yeah, absolutely, because your company has a character,
Yeah,
right? It has a personality,
yeah.
and it evolves and it changes,
Yeah.
and so that's really interesting to think about.
Yeah. I wrote about it for Forbes, but they made me take it down.
They would. Nelson?
So, hello, my name is Nelson Nigel, founder of Kid Motor Technologies. We're a mobile app connecting passengers seeking car seats to drivers that provide installed car seats, so now you don't have to take the car seat with you as you're traveling with your child. We're in New York, Philadelphia. Next week we launch in DC. Next month, June, we're launching in Orlando. Yeah.
And a fun fact. That's not
Fun
in your
fact,
bio.
let me blow your mind.
Please do.
I'm the only person in this room that was hit by a number 7 express train in Queens, New York City, and lived to tell about it.
Wow.
So if you go to Elmer's Hospital and you get treated there, you know, you're in good hands.
What stop was that?
Junction Boulevard.
That sounds scary, especially because I take that train every day. I hope I can tell that story. Anyways, sorry, I was taken aback by that. I'm sure all of you were as well. So I want to start, so today we want to talk a lot about digital marketing and what does that mean and how do you apply that into your businesses. You know, I was talking to Autumn earlier and we were talking about a lot of you are in industries that are, you know, some people would say saturated, right? There are a lot of beauty products. There are a lot of fashion brands. There's a lot of apps that exist for, you know, for people to get taxis. And then there's a lot of spas. What is the one, and, you know, obviously each one of you have your unique factor, and I can name that for you without you guys even saying it. But how do you stand out even with that unique factor in the noise, right? There's a lot going on. And how do you do that with social media? What is the one platform that you use that has been a game changer for you? So how do you, you know, make yourself stand out in the noise? And then secondly, what is the one platform that has been very helpful to, you know, push your business forward?
So when I first started my business, which is not too long ago, it's been only about 5 months now. I was very surprised. I have a website, so I thought the website is just a basic, you know, just to have it there. But in a week we had an info email. I wasn't checking that email because we had another email which we were constantly checking. So in a week we had about 20, 25 bookings just online. You know, people were going to my website and booking online. So I didn't even check. I had so many emails there. So I was surprised people were actually looking at my email since the beginning, like first, second week. So then I thought, you know, I do have good amount of visibility there. And then Yelp, you know, people were messaging me on Yelp. And I didn't run any ad or anything. So, you know, we were getting appointments, bookings there. So I thought, you know, I should do something online because, you know, that was something to me like firsthand because I thought it was just like customer in the neighborhood. I was doing like auctions, you know, I was handing out gift cards in the auctions to Bloomingdale's or to schools, and I was just focusing on my neighborhood, right, just like non-digital. But then I thought about it, and then I started Groupon, and then I was flooded with so many customers. Like in a month, we were number 2 on Groupon because once they came in, you know, they liked our space. That was the whole idea, to get them in, upsell, and then, you know, make them our regular customers. So we were flooded by the Groupon deal. I had to stop it in a month.
Yeah, it's interesting that you're talking about, so 2 questions around Yelp and Groupon. Just because I'm sure there are some restaurant owners in here or other brick and mortar business owners. How do you deal with negative, I mean, I don't know, your business is still new and I'm sure you have a great spot, but there are not everyone has a perfect experience. How do you deal with the negative experiences on Yelp and,
Just with positivity, because there's no other way, you have to, they say customers right, so yeah, you have to, even though you think like, oh my God, it's just be too much, you just have to.
extra?
Yeah, you just have to deal with, you just have to be outcome focused, So yeah, trying to understand, what they're feeling and their frustration, and then, trying to,
Make them feel better,
yeah,
maybe give them a
exactly.
reward or something
Yeah,
like that.
something, but you do have to follow up with everybody too. So they are the one, they're gonna bring more customers in, because, behind one person, there's 20 more person, right? There are 9 more people, so you need to, whoever comes in, you have to treat them really, really super nice. So, yeah, we're very flooded with Groupon deals, we have to stop in a month. And then I do believe now I'm putting like videos on the screen itself, because I feel like these days people are just in their own world and nobody notices what's, what's around. And so the video, like the TV screen that I put on, I feel like that's working for me. So yeah, definitely videos. And then we do have a reward system at my place. I use Belly, there are others also. So what that does is, if somebody doesn't show up for 2 months, it automatically sends them email with $10 off or $5 off. So they come back, and then they get a little free service for their birthday. They feel, good, So I'm doing that. What else? Definitely like spot finders and
But those
Living
are-
Socials. Yeah, those apps. That's what we've been
So it
using.
seems like Yelp, Groupon, Living Social, a lot of like loyalty and reward systems.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
so that's been working great, because these people, they are, even though they have so much money, they always come in and check in, make sure they get their points, and
Oh yeah, I love free stuff.
everybody loves,
Everybody
free
loves
stuff, right?
People don't even need stuff and they'll take it, it's free stuff,
So they
it's
get
just
like free
happening.
manicure, pedicure, all your stuff. The other thing, you asked about social media, right? So I wasn't big on that, like Facebook and Instagram, so I actually met PTF through BCNA. She is a leading digital marketing strategist. She's helping me. We just started, and so on Facebook, we're trying to get as much likes as possible. Post pictures definitely, from the spot itself, and on Instagram, which is all about hashtagging, and you become more visible. We found we actually got a response from a beauty blogger in my neighborhood who has already like a lot of traffic on her blog and her page.
So just connecting with
yeah,
that
so
as
we
well.
kind of collaborating with her. We're just starting to. So I'm about to collaborate with her. That way, she would post something on her Instagram page so that I get,
More traffic.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do. And, I'm trying to do in exchange of service and not, I will pay if I have to, but, at the same time, I do not, I can do it in exchange of service if I, so I'm trying to do some collaboration with people, and, platforms that are already visible out there. So, yeah, it's been an experience. I didn't expect that. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
How about you guys? Have you, again, like, how are you making yourselves kind of out there, beating through the noise, and what are some of the experiences you guys have had? Anybody who's good?
I'll start. So I haven't had the most success in the digital space. Well, I wouldn't say that. I haven't really had the experience to know how to digitally market. With our recent capital infusion this year, I've been able to source some talent to help me figure out the digital marketing space as well as the social media space. But what I am really excited about in terms of my brand is that what most women say is that it is so much better in person than what they see on the website. And I also kind of believe in stepping away from like the super digital world that we're in. Like, it kind of scares me a little bit, to see what these like young kids and like the teenagers, like how they're so immersed in their phones. And I'm so grateful that I grew up in a time where that didn't exist. So my brand, last year we did trunk shows across the country, bringing women together in communities in person to see the clothes in person and have in real life conversations. And we're going to continue to do that as we build the grassroots marketing platform of the brand. And then We're launching on Rent the Runway, which is a hyper digital and technology focused company that was just announced as $1 billion unicorn company in the past month or so. So we hope to be able to kind of piggyback off their network of women and younger digital savvy customers to start to build our social media and digital marketing strategy.
That's amazing. So you're actually like doing the opposite of what most brands think about doing, digital first and then the in-person, that you want to, as a fashion brand, you want to bring people to you.
That's
to
really
like
important
experience
to me.
the product and
Yeah.
like see it and wear it. And
Yeah, I
feel it.
think as a society we need to have more of that balance, like not looking down at our phones when we're like around other people. That's really important to me. So I hope to kind of push that message forward as I build the brand.
Nelson, so you have, your company was of interest obviously because I have a son who you can clearly see is here, and doing a great job at being entertained on his own. But what has it been like with you, right? So as a parent myself, we have a lot of trust issues as to who's watching our child or, what products we want to try. And so how have you immersed yourself in the parenting world? I saw that you obviously have, been on Fox News, you've been interviewed by the Wall Street Journal, and then you were talking about Molly Poppins, that you guys had an advertisement there. How do you pick, even from like the hundreds of blogs that exist, like which ones are going to be the best for you? And I know you have a lot of marketing strategies that you've been using. I'd love for you to like talk a little bit about that.
There's 35, 45, 55 different channels of digital marketing. And we really have to try to use as much as possible in order to connect with people. We just leverage so many of them. It's just hard to ascertain which ones are Google marketing, Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing.
Can you give some examples of like what you've done on, say, Instagram, for example?
So we have a 16-year-old girl, so I mentor a lot of high school students. She's 16. She's just getting us, working on Instagram. Incredible.
So is she like outreaching to influencers, or
So
what's the
she
strategy
does.
there?
She manages the Instagram platform. So we have a digital artist. We have someone else who puts together the artwork, and she just speaks. She engages with other Instagram members. So it's not just one person; it's a team effort. And so we literally have 3 people working on Instagram just to get it out there. Facebook marketing, same thing. Facebook has Facebook Blueprint for all the small business members. Learn it. Facebook Blueprint is free. Just to learn. Facebook has tremendous reach, and I just can't speak about it enough. Facebook can reach. Forget about it. No, Facebook can reach somebody in Astana, Kazakhstan. It's like forget about it.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Parts of the world that people don't even know about.
Yeah, YouTube marketing, video marketing is very, very important. Google marketing, Google Business Manager for the small business owners here. Google Business Manager is very, very important to have. Social proof, you mentioned social proof earlier. Reputation marketing, right? So there is many different channels of distribution online, and you have to understand how everything works together in order to.
It seems really overwhelming just even hearing you say all these like Facebook, Google, and this. If I'm a new business owner, I don't come from a business degree.
Yeah.
I don't come from that background. How can I kind of engage in this really overwhelming market? Like, what are your top 2 things that I should 100% focus on?
So you're going to download Yelp Business Manager. You're going to download Facebook Business Manager, and you're going to download Google Business Manager. Also, YouTube Business Manager. So you have 4 platforms. You want to have those on your cell phones, and like you said earlier, you didn't know that Yelp visitors were sending you messages. So if you have that downloaded on your app, you would get that message. Same with Facebook, you would get that
Directly to your phone.
that message directly in your cell phone. And Google Business Manager, you definitely need that for any business. And YouTube, because video is so important. You need to snap anything, like just snap Calvin, like and post it on something. But people are watching, and it's great content. Content is everything right now. I think last year we probably produced more content in the world than probably we ever did in the history of mankind. So it's an age of content. Yes.
Yeah. So I always like to understand the why versus the what. And what that means is, what you do as a business is important, but why you do it is even more. People want the storytelling aspect of it. Like, why did you start your brand, Spadette? And when I heard you talk about that, more than just the product, I could relate to you immediately. So talk a little bit. I'd love to hear a little bit more about like the storytelling. What really was the genesis of you starting your businesses, and why versus the what? So we know what you all do. You have a nail salon and a spa. You have a product that is made from purely olive oil. You have a fashion line, and you have an app for parents that are looking to have car seats in the car. But why? Why were you drawn to start these businesses? And whoever feels most comfortable sharing their story, I feel like I'd love to hear yours.
So I have a daughter who is now 12, but when she was a baby, at 2 years old, she had extreme eczema all over her body, red patches, itchy, scaly skin, and I didn't know how to resolve her pain. I looked at products that were sold on the market in regular stores, expensive ones, Johnson & Johnson brand, the ones that I grew up with, and nothing seemed to work. I started to look at the back of the bottles and saw that the ingredients were mostly sulfates and parabens and artificial fragrances, and I realized, like, what are these things? So because I'm a Filipino person, we grew up learning that all natural botanicals and fruits and remedies worked. And I started to investigate natural ingredients like olive oil and found that they were hyperallergenic and that they were really good for the skin. And I used my biochemistry background to create products that resolve my daughter's pain. So that was my first issue, is how do I get her to sleep at night? And it worked, so I just continued to create more products for myself, premature signs of aging, thinning hair, all the, anything that you can think of. And over the course of 10 years, I created this line. Now my biggest problem is I'm not really able to market it the way you can market a car seat. Like, I can't say, oh, if you have eczema and psoriasis, you should use this product, because FDA regulations don't allow that. So I have to just skirt around the issue and say things like, oh, it's great for people with skin sensitivities. And that doesn't necessarily attract the people with the problem. So it's very difficult to have a product like mine that will help so many people, but not be able to tell them.